Welcome back to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. For friendly expert tax advice whenever you need it, come to Donahue Accounting Services. A leading accounting firm in Cincinnati, Ohio, our top-notch accountants strive to help you resolve all your financial and tax issues. Call Donahue Accounting Services today for a free consultation at 513-528-3982 or visit online at donahueaccountingservice.com. I'm your host, Alex Meacham, former Bearcat basketball player from 1997 to 1999 under the Hall of Fame coach, Bob Huggins.
And I'm Neil Meyer of the Front Office News.
And I'm JT Smith, editor-in-chief of the Front Office News.
All right, fellas, we are back for another episode. The Bearcats got the dub. We're going to get to that here in a second. But let's give a shout-out to Travis Steele and those Miami Redhawks. They are now 20-0 after beating Kent State. Wow. I don't care, man. I don't care what league you're in. I don't care what level. To go 20-0 is very, very difficult, man. Shout out to them. Neil, how did our boy Rayvon do tonight?
Yeah, so obviously a big win for Miami versus Kent State. There to improve to 20-0, but Rayvon actually played 22 minutes. He finished with 3 rebounds and just 4 points. So it wasn't the best offensive night for him. Just 2 of 4 shooting, but hey, you're seeing 22 minutes for Rayvon. That's a very good sign in a game where Kent State only played 8 guys. So he's making the rotation and he's seeing significant minutes as well. So pretty cool to see Rayvon getting a shot up there at Kent State.
I'm always cheering for Rayvon, man. Great kid, great family. All right, let's jump right into it. The Bearcats are currently 10-8. We're moving up, baby. Moving on up. After beating Iowa State 79-70. JT, thoughts on the Bearcats' performance? Let's go.
All right, yeah. So I didn't think we'll be here right now. Not on this side of the winning column. You feel me? Bearcats stunned everybody. Beat number 2 in the nation at home. That's how you protect home court right there.
For sure.
That's something they haven't done in a while, but I mean they played very good. I was impressed by how they played, man. Kind of finished it out. I thought that dunk that Buck missed on the breakaway was gonna catapult it, and I'm just you thinking the negative, and you're like, bro, that's a 5-point swing.
Yep.
What the hell? You know what I mean? But it didn't. And that's one of those things. It's sheesh, all right, we got something. But it was some times where they were just they got 2 offensive rebounds. They just kept shooting threes. For a second, I was just guys, stop shooting so many damn threes. But I like the intensity they played with. They made it hard for Iowa State to get in their offense at times. And Iowa State is one of the best teams in the nation, and they showed that. But Wes, said Bearcats can beat teams, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding on Saturday, man. I was highly impressed by how they played.
JT, who on the Bearcat squad stuck out to you in terms of their performance that really catapulted this Bearcat team to win versus Iowa State?
So, man, so many people, honestly, because I felt like Buck played so gritty, got to the hole, played great defense. I like how Jizzle and Day they got to their spots. A couple mid-range shots before they even shot, I just could tell by how they got to their spots. Wasn't forced. It looked like they was, boom, I'm close to the elbow, I'm raising. And it was a couple times where it was money. And it just looked like real good shots. If that was a missed shot, you roll with it. I thought Mustafa and I feel like I'm taking all the thunder, my bad, Neil. But I feel like Mustafa and Baba played very good, and that's that's what you need to happen when you're playing against a top tier team. But it's a lot of celebration to go around.
Yeah, Neil.
Yeah. So for who stood out for me in this game, it was top to bottom, a whole team effort on Saturday about who stood out. If you look back at it, and starting for me, I think the biggest guy who stood out for me was Sincere Harris. Made Taman Lipsey's job incredibly difficult, and he set the tone early. And we saw the video, Mr. 94 feet, and I don't think Taman Lipsey even knew what to really expect with Sincere Harris, but it was from the very first tip-off. Sincere picked him up full court, and he was literally barking trash from start to finish of that game. And Taman Lipsey, I don't think ever realized that he could get his offensive game going. I mean, this was a guy averaging 5-6 assists a game and was a 15-point per game scorer. And Sincere just locked him up. I don't think Taman Lipsey got going at really anything, and it made Iowa State's offense difficult to kind of run and facilitate with a guy like Lipsey. So Sincere Harris's defensive efforts in that matchup was huge. I thought he won that battle from start to finish. But Dede Thomas, 19 points a team high. I thought him and Jizzle James did a fantastic job there in the backcourt as well. Dede, big-time scoring effort. But the play that really sticks out to me about Dede was that loose ball with about Meach, maybe a minute to go, where he's literally getting thrown on the floor and he's dragging and forces a turnover there. And that was a huge stop, because with the way Milan Momcilovic was shooting the ball, if Iowa State had another possession, there was probably 3 more points guaranteed. So that was a huge play in this game. Baba Miller opened up the floor. He didn't have the best offensive night, but when you look down at this matchup, Baba finished with just 8 points, but 12 rebounds, but also led the team with 4 assists. And if I recall, 3 of those were where he's getting double teamed on the right wing and he hits a skip pass all the way to the opposite corner, which resulted in a knockdown 3. So his ability to stretch the floor in this matchup was great for Cincinnati. But I think the difference maker right off rip outside of those 3 guys was Jalen Celestine provided big minutes from the start. I mean, you come down and you knock down those 3 triples. That was huge for Cincinnati. And the one that really kind of silenced Iowa State's momentum was the one he pulled up. The second 3 he made, where he brought the ball up the court and just pulled up with nobody guarding him. He could have easily settled for a mid-range or maybe even got for an open layup, but the confidence there to let this thing fly and maybe set fifth, third, and into a frenzy there was what Cincinnati needed. And from there on out, Cincinnati just dominated Iowa State. So it was a collective effort to see. But most importantly, I think the biggest thing to take away from this was seeing the guys and the former players rush the court and just see and be really happy for Wes Miller to get this big win for them. That was really cool to see Dede kind of share that moment post-game with Wes as well.
Wait a minute. You said former players rushed the floor. Who rushed the floor?
Wes said there was a couple former players that hit the floor after the game.
Nobody rushed. I didn't see a former player rush.
Yeah, he said he caught up with some former players down there on the court after the game.
No.
Rushed.
No. There were some former players talking to him later.
Oh, maybe I misinterpreted then.
Yeah. I don't think anybody rushed. We're too old.
But speaking of rushing the court, it was cool to say because we did.
Jacket, man. He tried to put rush the jacket of crow on a player jacket.
You guys asked what it would take, what would Cincinnati need to do if they won this game, and we said rush the court on the last podcast. I think it was cool to see that moment, but I thought they could have executed the court storming a little bit better, if you ask me.
Oh, damn. You're criticizing the court storm.
They were a little late. Like, you had plenty of time to prepare for it. You had like 15 seconds, and then it took them like 3 minutes to get out to the court.
Well, you know why?
Because they had it blocked off, but.
No. You want, JT, do you know why?
No, what happened?
So, if you give the players a chance to clear the floor, you then don't get fined.
That is true. And I was told that they're not expecting a fine from that. So now that makes more sense.
Smart.
There you go. So we what did I'm not here to get fined. They did not get fined for that. Okay. So that was a good thing.
They Marshawn lynched it.
The Marshawn lynched it. That's right. So Bearcat Game Recap segment sponsored by Purple Monkey Project. Hey, shout out to Keyshawn Tillery. I think he's getting better and better.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of cool to see with. I mean, I think Dede's providing a lot of great minutes. Jizzle had a great game, like you guys talked about. but then you throw Keyshawn in there, man, and not that he should take away minutes from those guys, but if Day gets in foul trouble, or I'm just going to go ahead and say it, Kerr hadn't been giving us much. I know he's hurt, but insert Keyshawn, and he's provided some good minutes, man. I'm really proud to see how he played. JT, any thoughts on that?
No, I was just thinking about that after I got done. I was like, man, Keyshawn, I thought he played very, very well. I mean, you playing against the number 2 team in the nation. You haven't been a steady part of the rotation. I mean, I feel like lately he's starting to get more playing time, but to do that against the number 2 team in the nation, which I know is, it changes every week, but still, when the lights are on and play like that, you're like, damn, this young man, this is why they brought him here. You know what I mean? Like, you can see it. So, I mean, everybody's not going to be like the kid from Louisville or Houston kid that's just like automatic. As soon as they get there, they're scoring 15 and 20 points all the time. It just doesn't happen all the time like that. But you can see, like, Keyshawn Tillery has gotten better from the first time we watched him play basketball. And now he's impacting important games now. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Future's bright for that young man. Tyler McKinley, man, it was good to see him get some minutes and looking healthier than I've seen him in a while. My hope is that we get more Tyler McKinley these next couple games, because we need that. And I think as good as Mustafa has been last couple games, I thought being able to insert Tyler McKinley in some situations, take Mustafa out, was just what we needed.
Yeah.
And, that's the thing, like, about this basketball team. I think this is where, I know Wes gets a lot of criticism, but I think this is where he has struggled and his staff has struggled in the past, and that is finding out, who are my go-to guys when it gets to crunch time? Like, who are the guys I need to go to? And I think he struggled with that in the past. I thought the Iowa State game was a great example of him finding those guys. Throw all the 5-star McDonald's, NIL. I'm playing the guys that are gonna get me a dub.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Sean went to the bench.
Yeah.
I don't know how many minutes did he play in the second half, Neil?
Sean in the second half of the win over Iowa State played 0 minutes.
So, boom. He goes to the bench. He I don't think he was like awful in the first half, but he wasn't what they needed. And they win the basketball game. And I think, there are times, like we talk about Buck Harris, we talk about Tyler McKinley. They're guys that don't have the same fanfare, but they're going to help us win basketball games. And I think Wes is starting to figure out who those guys are. And I do want to say this real quick. I know there was a lot of stuff out there on the internet that was just not true in regards to Sean Bayev. I went, and I don't like to talk about locker room stuff, but I went into the locker room at one point after the game, and he wasn't like, obviously he wanted to play more, but he wasn't like being an a-hole or anything like that. I mean, he wants to play more. He knows he's got to get better. He didn't unfollow Bearcats on social media. I don't know who started that.
Somebody definitely posted that online.
And that wasn't it. Somebody texted that to me like, "What's up with Sean, man?" He said, somebody texted me like, he unfollowed. But I was like, that's just not true. I was like, go to his IG, like, look at it. And then he was like, oh, oops. And I was like, yeah. So, a couple things I want to say, and then we can kind of get into Arizona. So, great win for Iowa State. We do have to move on and get ready for number 1, because it's going to be a tough test coming up. But it was great to celebrate on the court sometime after Wes's radio post game. I was on the court with Jamal Lucas from the Jordan brand and Roger McClendon, one of the greatest to ever wear the red and black. We were on center court just kind of talking a little bit, and then we called Wes over after his radio show, and man, he was in great spirits. And we just told him, man, hey, we support you, man. Keep doing your thing. Just keep getting this team over the hump. Went into the I'll say one more locker room thing. I went into the locker room after the game. My buddy Stu Holt, former Walnut head coach. You know Stu?
Yes,
JT. Stu, great dude. He came to the game with me. We went to the locker room after. That was his first real interaction with Wes. And Wes came over to us, man. He talked to us for 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a long. That's a long.
It is, man.
I mean, but you know what? We talked a little bit about basketball. We started talking about like, so after the game, he was going to go see his dad because his dad was there for the game. His dad had left the game, went back. He was going to go have dinner with him, and then his dad had to catch a flight. And he said to me, he's like, I'm trying to spend more time with, my dad and, talk to my family and this and that. We started talking about that. Stu, I lost my dad in August. Stu's mother tragically died of cancer. What's that been? 2 years? Something like that, a couple years ago. So we all kind of were like talking about like, we were there 15 minutes, like talking about like life and family stuff and and the players just. Wes didn't talk about himself or how good it felt to get over and the people. He didn't talk about any of that. So it was really good discussion, man. He's just such a great person. And, I think we all want to see him do well. But it was great for us to get a win, and everybody's hyped up. But, folks, we got a tough one coming up on Wednesday versus the Arizona Wildcats. This is the Bearcat Game Recap segment sponsored by Purple Monkey Project. The Purple Monkey Project was formed following the tragic loss of 10-year-old Reagan Vanasse in May of 2021. Reagan was a ray of sunshine who lit up every room. The Purple Monkey Project is named after Reagan's favorite stuffed animal and seeks to keep Reagan's spirit alive by being a ray of light in the community and promoting random acts of kindness. By providing scholarships and other financial support of youth and youth-centered charities in Southwest Ohio. The Purple Monkey Project seeks to pay it forward, all in the name of Reagan. To learn more about the Purple Monkey Project, please visit purplemonkeyproject.org or visit them on Facebook at Purple Monkey Project. Now, this Wednesday at 9 p.m., the Bearcats take on Arizona in Tucson. Now, fellas, have you guys been to Tucson before?
I have not.
No. Oh, no.
So years ago, you guys, I know, Neil, you wouldn't remember this, but years ago, there was when Sean Miller was the head coach of Arizona, they had an assistant coach by the name of Danny Peters. Danny Peters' father, Dan Peters, was the assistant coach at UC with Bob Huggins. So I've known Dan's son, Danny, forever. And he was on staff with Sean Miller at Arizona. So I used to go out to the games out in Arizona all the time. Spent, probably 3 or 4 years I would go out to Tucson to multiple games. Man, it is beautiful. Like, you get in the mountains and hike, it just looks beautiful. Really cool place. It's hot. It gets hot. The weather right about now is like when you come from this is some bullshit weather right now we're getting. To go out there, you thaw out, like, for real.
No, makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
Right? So I'm hopefully, JT, that this weather is a little therapeutic, for the Bearcats. You get a big dub and now you get a little sunshine, but don't get too comfortable, right?
Yeah, true. You're coming back, but you out there, though, you might as well make the best of it.
No question. And crazy thing, I was talking to Jordy Rodriguez. By the way, Jordy is by far the funniest person on the Bearcat basketball team.
Really?
By far. He is man, I can't even tell you how funny that dude is. Like, I was texting with him, was it yesterday? Because they're staying in the same hotel that I would stay in when I would go out there. A beautiful hotel.
I was about to say, I've seen some of the posts that they're posting out there right now, and it looks like a luxury resort. It's a beautiful setting.
It is. So I got lucky because Danny, because he was assistant on the Arizona staff, he would have a hotel room there, and he would just give it to me. So that's why I would always stay there. That hotel is off the hook. It's beautiful. So, by the way, I'll tell you some stories later, man. Jordy is the funniest person on the Bearcat. Not even close.
Damn, I wouldn't have thought that. I don't know why, but I wouldn't have thought that.
Man, the first time I talked to him, I'm shocked. I'm like, yo, you are funny. And Bryce, the walk on,
Yeah.
he goes, you have no idea. He's like, dude is hysterical. And his accent, the way he talks,
Yeah.
I'll fill you in later.
All right, bet.
You're listening to the Bearcat Tip Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. Now let's jump into the Big O segment, sponsored by Oakley Greens. In this segment, we cover players to watch and key matchups. JT, you better wake up.
I know, man.
Taking that big yawn, you had a long day.
Oh, man, long day. After this part, I'm gonna be done. Nah, but wake your punk ass up. Nah, but don't throw that falling down the stairs shit on me again. Nah, but Neil should know that, but he doesn't because he disrespected that movie.
Neil just, I don't know.
Yeah, he gave did he give it a C plus? He gave my movie a C plus. But
when he did that, when he gave we all were like, what? Like
that's when we should have funded him. That's when we should have funded.
We should have the fun, but we backed him down, and he changed it to he changed
like a B minus or B plus or something.
He gave it a B minus.
We strong-armed.
Yeah, we strong-armed. He got nervous. They gonna pull up on me and my cats.
Because I'm gonna give it an 82.5.
Oh boy,
real B minus. Nah, but all right, my bad, guys. Let me get back on track. I'm going with Jizzle James, man. He had a strong game against Iowa State. I like how he played. He has to play like that Arizona's guards are dynamic and very good. So I think he has to, I don't say keep pace, but I feel like he has to shoot a good percentage. He can't go one of those games where he goes 0 for 6 from 3. Or he doesn't have to shoot a lot of threes, but just shoot his shots and shoot good shots, and hopefully he can be in that 45 to 50% range from the field. He's going to make his free throws, and then just take care of the ball, man, and make plays. He was making a lot of plays, to me, against Iowa State. So I just hopefully he keeps that playmaking mentality and he scores a little bit with it.
Where would we be without Jizzle James right now, JT?
It's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't think we don't beat Iowa State without Jizzle James.
Correct.
I don't think they play teams as tough as they've been playing them. I know they haven't gotten the wins, but they played Houston tough. They played all the teams. They haven't gotten manhandled in the Big 12 yet. So I think Jizzle is a big reason for that in the lineup change, and I think Jizzle coming back and certain Buck Harris in the starting lineup. I think that changed a lot. And I think if Jizzle's not there, even if you insert Buck, it doesn't do as much. It's kind of one of those things. But what's crazy is, did we even think Jizzle was going to be a part of this team when we started the podcast, even before, right? So it's cool seeing Jizzle back, man. Like, I know the season hasn't gone how everybody's wanted, but when I saw him before they announced he was coming back, it was just cool to have a conversation with him on the side, and just he was just you could tell he was super happy. You know what I mean? So I was like, that was dope, because I know how rough it had got for him, and for him to be able to get himself in a predicament to have a chance to play. That just shows the testament of the type of kid he is, and it shows how much the coaching staff, you know what I mean? It's dope that most people throw people away once they do something, right? And the staff didn't do that. So that was dope. So even if he couldn't play, just for them to give him a chance or try to help him as much as they did, I think that's dope. So I think it's a great story all the way around. So my bad. When you talk about Jizzle, it's just that goes back into that part of it. But yeah, man, who knows where the hell they would be if Jizzle didn't get himself back on track. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I think you hit it spot on that we wouldn't have beat Iowa State. There were some games that we were close that we probably would be close. Now, there were several times that he had some costly turnovers at the end, which I personally feel like he'll clean that up the more and more he plays and gets
Yeah.
back. You got to remember the guy didn't play for a long time, and then boom, he's kind of thrown back into the fire. And
Yeah.
to your last point, I think it's a testament again to this coaching staff, and one of the reasons that I love Wes Miller, and that is he really does care about his players as people. I think that's what made Bob Huggins special. Yeah, people gave Huggins a lot of credit for winning games. He's in the Hall of Fame for winning basketball games. But at the same token, Bob Huggins loved his players. He treated them, and I always say this, the best coaches are the coaches that treat all the kids like they are their children. I think when you treat other players like these are my children, you have more success. Bob Huggins had a lot of success because we looked at him as a father figure. We would go to war for dad. And I think a lot of these players, and I hate to venture off in this, but I just want to say this real quick before Neil, I pass to you. When the fans boo Wes during that starting lineup and the coach's introduction, that hurts the players because they love Wes so much, right? It's like if somebody boos your dad, you're like, "Hey, man, you gonna quit booing my dad?" And that's how some of these players looking because, I mean, you saw Neil. You're right there. You saw Day Day. He put
Mhm.
his hand on Neil's or on Wes's shoulder and said, this guy's been going through a lot. Blah blah blah. Remember that?
Yep.
And I mean, Day Day and Jizzle and like Baba. I know this for a fact. All these guys love Wes, so when he gets booed, that hurts and that bothers them as well. So back to what you were saying to kind of wrap it up, put it in a bow. I thought it's been really cool to see Jizzle's transformation. You got to give a lot of credit to Wes and the staff for that. So sorry to be a little long winded there, but Neil.
Yeah, no. First off, piggybacking off of what you just said, you do have to give credit to Wes and this coaching staff and the University of Cincinnati because they put a
That's true.
young man's health before a sport, and these are student athletes. So when you're a coach, you develop these relationships that's bigger than what's on the court. So to hear and see how much effort and time they poured into Jizzle to get him back on this path that he's on right now, it's incredible, and it shows the kind of people that Cincinnati has within this program. Despite what others might think on the outside, you have to think about the bigger picture. And to see Jizzle and this transformation come back after everything he's been through, it's been incredible. And I mean, we've seen him on campus walking around. We've talked to him a couple times. He is in a very good headspace right now. And you can see that he is happy to be back. He is happy to be making an impact. But most importantly, he is doing what he loves, and that is producing right now at a high rate for Cincinnati. Because like you guys mentioned, and Wes even talked about after the Iowa State victory, Cincinnati does not win that game on Saturday without Jizzle James, because you look down, he had 15 points, shot 50% from the field, but most importantly, Cincinnati only had 8 turnovers compared to Iowa State's 12, with Jizzle James only having 1 of those. And Iowa State was sending the pressure, and Jizzle James did a fantastic job at controlling the offense and letting Cincinnati's offense get set to where they were able to go in and get that victory on Saturday. But most importantly, when Kerr gets hurt, Jizzle's not on the team. If Jizzle doesn't come back, you see Kerr go down with the injury. And I just saw the player availability report. Kerr's trending in the right direction to play tomorrow night. So that's a positive sign. But say Jizzle wasn't on the team when Kerr got hurt, that's forcing Keyshawn into some minutes where Cincinnati might not have expected Keyshawn to play 25, 30 minutes a game alongside Sincere Harris and Day Thomas. But most importantly, Jizzle's return kind of allows Keyshawn to still develop and have an extra veteran there to learn from, a guy who's been in these big time situations. So that is huge, not only for that aspect, but huge for the depth in this team. So overall, it's been very cool to see Jizzle make this return and to see him have this success. But to get to your question, where would Cincinnati be without Jizzle James? I don't think we would see them sitting where they're sitting right now in Big 12 play, if I'm being completely honest with you, because that's how much Jizzle has meant to this team, right? So without Jizzle James, there could be a chance right now that Cincinnati is sitting 1-4 in conference play, maybe even 0-5. That's how much he means to this team. And you see the reactions that he gets from the fan base when he gets announced and whatnot. So overall, but Jizzle, the last 2 games have been fantastic for Cincinnati. So I'm really forward to what's yet to come for Jizzle.
Yep. All right, jump into let's hear about this Arizona players to watch, Neil.
Yeah, so my players to watch for Arizona, obviously when you look down at this Arizona team, this is a team that's averaging nearly 90 points per game. They're the consensus number 1 team in the country. And Tommy Lloyd's doing a fantastic job with this Arizona team, but it's their backcourt that is going to cause some troubles for Cincinnati. I mean, Koa Pete is one of the best players in the country right now, was a top 15 freshman coming out of high school. He's a 6'8" forward who is leading the team in scoring right now, averaging nearly 15 points a game. He's averaging 6 rebounds, and that's huge for Arizona. So, and when I interviewed him back at Big 12 Media Days, what stood out to me about Koa Pete is he is legit every bit of 6'8" and 240 that he is listed. Like, he is for an 18-year-old, I would not have expected a guy with his frame and his stature to be dominating on the basketball court at that size. I thought he would be out on a football field playing linebacker, making some plays and going that route. But he is a physical player. He is going to put the ball on the ground, and he is going to try to attack Cincinnati's front court there with Baba Miller and Mustafa Cham. So it's going to be physical. It's going to be a physical matchup, but he's going to be the guy that leads the storm for Arizona. And then you have Jaden Bradley, the veteran point guard, the senior point guard, who is a true veteran. And when you look down, he started all 18 games for Arizona along with Pete, but shooting nearly 47% from behind the arc is Bradley. He's an 83% free throw shooter. He's averaging 14 points per game. Not the biggest guy who's going to get you on the boards just being 6'3", but great facilitator, but is a guy who can really score in volume. And if Cincinnati doesn't kind of take that matchup and eliminate him, it could be a very difficult matchup. And I'll throw one more player at you guys as well. Toby Awaka, the 6'8" perimeter wing player for Cincinnati. Now, he's not a guy that starts. He'll come off the bench, but he is averaging nearly a double-double off the bench at nearly 11 points and 10 rebounds for Arizona. So another bruiser that Cincinnati is going to have to deal with on the glass. So Cincinnati will have their hands full with the physical Arizona team. But if they play like how they played on Saturday, they have a chance to go get a huge upset in what would be a historic week for Wes Miller and the Bearcats.
The Big O segment is sponsored by Oakley Greens. Hey, I just want to say something real quick before I get to my player. The crowd at Arizona is wild, man. They love their Wildcat basketball in Arizona and Tucson, man. It is, when I talk about a really, really crazy crowd, man, it's a really cool place to watch a basketball game. So Bearcats going to have their hands full. But Tyler McKinley is going to be my player to watch. I'm hoping Tyler gets more minutes, meaning he's feeling healthier. He just makes winning plays, period. I don't have a lot to say. I think in a game where you need someone to make winning plays, and like I think Arizona will have UC scouted with Tyler McKinley in mind, but not as a key piece because of his health. So I'm hoping he becomes one of those guys that sneaks in there and has some impact, just because he's probably not going to be as highly, put on the scouting report for the Bearcats versus Arizona. The Big O segment is sponsored by Oakley Greens. Oakley Greens' ultimate spot to catch your hometown team in every big game. With 6 giant LED screens and TVs at every angle, it's more than a sports bar. It's your entertainment headquarters. All the sports, all the time, all at Oakley Greens. Located in Oakley Station next to the cinemas. You can check them out online, oakleygreens.com. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. It is that time again, ladies and gentlemen, worldwide, for our segment called The Name Game with Neil Meyer. Hey, oh, I don't know what that is.
We're pointing, baby. We're pointing. We got that win. We got the hand rub going. Pause. But we got a big name game segment coming up, Meach, because looking at this roster, there's some good names on this list.
And you know why? West Coast team, baby. I told you, JT, them West Coast teams never let us down, do they, bro?
They don't. They really don't. I can't wait.
They don't let us down. All right, let's jump right into it, Neil. The name game. We look at the opposing teams and their roster. We have Neil pronounce the names. Now, some names are just flat out crazy. Some names are just unique. Some names I think is cool. Let's start with now. Some of them I don't think are really. This is kind of like a build-up one. Okay, number 2.
Number 2 is Dwayne Aristoti.
Aristoti. Where's he? He's from the Netherlands?
Lelystad, Netherlands.
Lelystad. That don't sound very tough. I don't sound like a tough neighborhood. Lelystad. Does it?
Nope.
That sounds like they're kind of soft. All right.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Number 3 from Melbourne, Australia is Anthony Del Orso.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. The build-up continues here. Now, this name's easy, but we've got to bring this up. Number 6.
Number 6 from Akron, Ohio, Bryce James.
Got to bring that up. Now, the rumor on the street is he's redshirting. Is that correct?
Yep, he's redshirting this year. He hasn't appeared in any games for Arizona.
I thought he was in one. For real? Okay. Maybe somebody capped in.
You can play so many minutes, right? And still redshirt?
No, I think basketball, I'm fairly certain with basketball, it's right when you hit the court, your red shirt's gone.
Yeah, okay. I think so too. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So it must have been like a preseason game. I don't know. I thought he played one.
I'm looking at it right now, JT. He has not appeared in any games.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at too. Somebody might have AI'd me, man.
That happens so much now. You got to watch videos to try to see.
Bro.
AI get you, bro.
But I thought it was just one game, like it was a blowout or something, and they put him in. But it must have been AI, bro.
Now, I wonder how good Bryce James will become. You know, you look at Bronny James is in the league. You know, he's in the I think he's in the G League right now, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
He's not okay. So I wonder how. I mean, because Bryce looks more like LeBron than Bronny. Like he's got the physical piece where he's taller, and
you
wonder as he develops. Like I don't know much about Bryce in terms of his game and all that, just because I always thought he was under the radar because of Bronny, and Bronny's still in a lot of thunder as kind of like LeBron's kid who was hooping. So I'm interested to see how he develops, and excited to watch him come to 5th, 3rd every year moving forward.
Same.
All right, let's jump into number 8, Neil.
Number 8 is Ivan Charkenkov from Munich, Germany.
God damn.
Damn.
That's a hell of a name, man.
Say that last name?
Charkenkov.
Man, you're just making stuff up. All right. That's a tough one. Number 10.
Number 10 is Koa Pete.
Koa Pete. You kind of have a cool name, just the spelling of it. Koa. Wonder what that's from. Koa.
Clicked his bio. Let's see. They don't have his mother is a native Hawaiian. The name Koa is Hawaiian and means strong warrior is what they have on the website.
Okay. See?
And he's the youngest of 7 children.
Damn. Mama putting in that work.
Man, mama, let me chill.
His dad was a NFL offensive lineman.
Yeah, Pops ain't playing. He's taking her through there. 7 kids.
Take it through there.
Taking her through there. 7 kids. God dang. God dang.
How do people do that? Like
7 ball boy.
It is hard enough. You know, think about my brother and friends. Like, it's hard enough parenting one kid. It's hard enough parenting two kids. JT, it's hard enough parenting three kids.
You ain't lying.
You got 7 in them?
7? You can't even. How do you like? You gotta get a Sprinter van to get around. 7.
Hey, there's
Plus
there's no vacation with 7.
No, it's like y'all got a vacation is.
We're gonna put a scenery in the backyard.
For real. Better hop some fences. There ain't no damn vacations. Vacation.
We going to the local pool.
Yep. You better enjoy it. Better hopefully one of your friends got some nice you know what I mean, got some extra space. We got a pool in the backyard or something. We ain't going nowhere.
That's insane.
We having one person trips. I'll be like, I'm taking
one at a time.
Cole, tap your brother on the shoulder. Hey, he going this time, bro. We going.
One
We going to Newport.
Going to Newport. We are going to the aquarium. Hey, where'd you go for spring break? The movies?
The movies, exactly. He took them all. That's crazy, man. Respect to them, man.
That's expensive, man. That's expensive.
Yeah, 7, man. Respect. That's damn. That's crazy.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people in the house. 9 people in the house. If the mom and dad are still together, and man,
even though he can't wait till people start going to college, he was like, "All right, you on track, bro.
Yeah, you gotta get
up out of here.
Get up out of here. We gotta make some space."
Yeah,
all right,
sure.
Number 13.
Number 13 is Marijus Krivas from Yulia, Lithuania.
Hold up, Neil. I wish I could hit the rewind button on that. Say his first name again.
Marijus Krivas.
They got a whole bunch of this. It ain't even over.
Well, no. Did I not tell you this was it's just going to gradually build.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
Yulia, Lithuania.
And what's the other school? What's the school called he came from?
Kaunas Zalgiris II. The second.
Wait a minute. I think he's winning the name game right now because of just where he's from and the school.
Yeah.
No, the guy at the bottom of this roster is going to be name game top 5 after we say it.
All right, let's jump into the next one. Number 15.
Number 15 from Guinea, Senegal, CD Guy.
Wait. Say where he's from again, Neil.
Guinea, Senegal. And his name is CD Guy.
That's just too many ooies and C's. Man. JT, I told you, man. The West Coast teams never fail in the name.
Lying, man. This is crazy. I don't watch them play, but I pay attention just to see how good they are. But damn, this is crazy,
man. I think out in Arizona, they just if you got a wild name, they're like, hey,
get eyes on them.
Hey, CD Guari, go
see him. Go check him out, man. He's at at the Y right now.
All right, number 20.
Number 20 is Mal Mawoot from Boortown, South Sudan.
Say it again.
Mabil Mawoot from Boortown, South Sudan.
Mabil. Interesting. Okay. Number 42.
Number 42 is 7 Djapmo. Japmo.
You had like a glitch. The letters jumbled your brain so much that you couldn't process it.
No, and he's from France too, so you know those French names are hard to pronounce.
They got the speaker that on here.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
Hold on.
Oh man, it went somewhere else. The app box will go. Oh, there we go.
That takes you another page. You want me to hit it?
No, man, that's whack. They supposed to just hit the button and it work.
I'm from Reims in France.
What? Hold on.
I'm Jean Jokmo. I'm from Reims in France.
What the hell? What the hell?
That was just his last name.
Bro, I didn't even.
That,
Bro,
man, that's not good. They need to step it up, man.
that's weak.
Arizona making too much money to be doing that, man.
No,
they don't even have it on there.
They gave away too much NIL money. They're like, we got to make this little speaker here that's going to be the cheap version.
They got somebody working extra hard over in the back office. Part of this forever. Go Arizona. Getting finesse. Somebody getting workers. They probably still at the office.
Man, Neil, give me that name again.
7 DeJopmo.
That's better.
Yeah.
I got 2 more for you, Neil. 2 more. Assistant coach.
I remember my man's right here.
Assistant coach is Ken Nakagawa.
Pretty good.
You did good, man.
Pretty good.
You did good.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll shout out Jason Gardner, man, just because it's Jason Gardner.
Yeah. We I think we said something about him.
Yeah, we did last year.
Yep.
Every time I say, oh, it's Jason Gardner. You gotta say something.
Yep. He was a hooper. He dapped me up.
You said that. You said he was.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah. You said that. That's your.
Yeah. He looked at me.
Man, you know everybody, man.
No, I don't know why. He just looked like he was coming out of the tunnel. He looked at me. He's like, "What's up?" Dapped me up. I'm like, "Damn, I don't even knew."
No, man.
I thought I was somebody else, but he was like, "Oh." But last one, Neil. We're gonna go with. Let's go with the athletic trainer.
The athletic trainer for the Arizona Wildcats is Justin Kakowski.
Woo!
Yo, that was that name is The last name is crazy. There's no way around it either. That's just even if it's Coco's. Yeah, man, that's tough.
Yeah, that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Damn, Arizona boy.
They don't come here this year, do they? We're just out there.
We're just out west.
Okay, that's disappointing.
Yeah,
I wish
They
they were.
should come here next year though.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems that's how it's going.
I hope so. I'm telling you, these West Coast teams. Now, when we get to a point where we're playing a team again in conference play, I'm going to have a different team for the name game because I don't want to do a repeat.
Fair.
So I'm just going to go out. I'm going to find some random West Coast college too.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Some like D2 or D3 school.
Man, it's just going to be off the charts. You watch. I'm going to do my research on this. All right, let's jump into the Kenyon segment. This is where we cover the keys to the game. JT.
All right, man. I just think against Arizona, they got to control the tempo. And then with that, run when you need to run. But if it gets a little hairy, slow it down. Get good shots. You know what I mean? Because not controlling tempo means if Arizona starts playing fast and we're playing fast, then make sure you're controlling what you're doing, though, still. It's a controlled chaos type of thing. Or if not, make sure the big guys touch the rock a little bit. I need the big guys. I need Bob to touch the rock. I need Mustafa to touch the rock. If Tyler's in there, he's normally the auxiliary guy. But when he gets the ball, he normally does, super good things. He's either scoring, rebounding. He's unselfish. I mean, legit. Control the pace, man. Because I think Day and Jizzle, they both been playing real good. I know they're going to be on the road. It's going to be a different environment. Arizona, 9 o'clock game? So that means they're playing at 6. So that's going to be kind of interesting body clock situation. Luckily, they've been out there a few days. So normally they play at 7. So an hour earlier. So hopefully that's on that side of things. But it not being a 11 o'clock game, or or on a weekend that late, I think it's kind of does UC well. It gives them a better shot. I think.
Mhm.
You know, you get one of those noon games on Saturday and you're in Arizona. I just doesn't seem too well. Or if you get one that's like a 10 o'clock, 10:30 on Saturday, you're like, oh, what the hell? But yeah, man, control the pace, man. That's where I'm rolling with.
Cool. Neil?
Yeah, for me, I think the key to this game is Cincinnati come out and match the intensity that they brought on Saturday. And for me, it's going to start with guys like Day Thomas and Jizzle James. But I think what could really be the difference maker for Cincinnati is if they have a defensive performance like they had the other night with guys like Baba Miller and Mustafa Cham. I think this could be a matchup where it could play into Cincinnati's favor here with their size in the front court. Obviously, 2 7-footers in the starting lineup presents some mismatch challenges. If Cincinnati can create some turnovers in this matchup, especially early, they have been very active on the defensive end the last 2 games. I think Wes said they had close to 22 first half deflections versus Colorado. And I'm sure they were up there again in terms of double-digit deflections versus Iowa State in the first half as well. If they can come out and they can have a great defensive showing, create some early turnovers and get out to running, I think this could be a game where Cincinnati could have the chance to go on the road and get another big upset win. So for me, it's going to be defensive effort, 110% for all 40 minutes and force some turnovers. But they got to capitalize on those turnovers too. They can't get the turnovers and come away empty-handed versus the number 1 team in the country.
For me, it's going to be withstand the runs. Basketball's a game of runs. If we get up, Arizona's going to make a run. If we get down, we can't let Arizona continue to make runs. Also, on top of that, I talked about this earlier, the crowd is unbelievable there. They're going to be fired up. There's nothing else to do in town, sports related, than to go to Wildcat games. Crowd's going to be into it. You got to tune them out. You got to stay locked in as one. Locked in as one group with one goal, and that is to come out with a W. If they can keep this game close to the end, and change this narrative that Bearcats cannot close a game, let's change that narrative. Keep it close down to the end, close a game. Can you imagine if we leave out of Tucson, victors, head to Arizona State, having beat the number 1 and number 2 team in the country? Man, we're going to have a lot to talk about on this podcast. A lot to talk about. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. Let's jump into the Twyman segment, and this is where we cover hot topics. Thanks to JT Smith. Our hot topic today, last night, we saw what many are saying is one of the greatest sports stories. An IU football team for years that was awful. Have you ever been to an IU football game?
JT and I covered the UC Indiana game down there where Meach, it was so bad down there, they ran out of water in the stadium.
What do you mean it was so bad they ran out of water?
It was so hot. Like, they legitimately ran out of water back when UC played there. Like, concession stands ran out of water.
Wow. How many people were there at the game? Was it a...
JT, that was a sellout, right? We remember, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Is that when we were really good?
That was our playoff year.
Okay. Well, I mean, there were years. I've been to a game. There wasn't anybody there. That's a while ago when I had a couple kids that were working for the basketball program that came through my program were there, and I came up to a football game. And, man, they've had some tough sledding for a long time there. To go from that to winning a national championship, I mean, who would have thunk it? In 2026, we'd be saying the Indiana Hoosiers are national champions, and it's not basketball.
Which is crazy, too, to think that Kirk Cignetti called his shot 2 years ago in the interview process when he was asked, hey, what should people know about your team and your resume? And he paused and he said, I win. Google me. And then 2 years later, he wins a national championship. That's pretty impressive.
Well, and I tell you, the system of his program that he has in place is very, very impressive. So this begs the question, will we see anything like this, what IU has done on the basketball side of things? Will we see this anywhere else? JT?
Man, it depends, man. NIL, anything's possible. But it's gonna take a special coach. I don't know, man. If I was a betting man, I would say no. But anything's possible. If somebody would have, 10 years ago probably said, hey, well, Indiana make a college football playoff, let alone win it, I probably would have said no. And I got something to sell you. I need cash up front though before you get whatever paperwork you need. You know what I mean? If that's how you feel. That's some stuff drugs I didn't need. But shit, I mean, we all were wrong, man. I mean, they came and won. They were the best team in the nation. So I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't think it can happen. Anything is possible though. You get the right person and a perfect storm. I think it's gonna be it will be harder at basketball. Only way, but it are like, let me see, how could I like spin this? But I feel like there are a couple like programs and big conferences that haven't been super successful, that if they get the right coach, it could be the perfect storm that it could happen there, but I just don't see it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Neil, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm right there with JT, because the more you think about it logistically, Indiana's run was pretty impressive on the football aspect, but with how the new college football playoff structure is and whatnot, it gives these teams an opportunity each year to make this run from a quote-unquote group of five school, essentially. So it's more common to happen in football, but when you look at it in basketball, you have March Madness. You have 64 teams going head-to-head playing incredible basketball for the month of March into April. But it's just a lot more uncommon, especially in the landscape of NIL and whatnot, because no matter how good you are as a team, like right now, Miami is a great example. Despite maybe if Miami, realistically say Miami loses 2 games in MAC play or whatnot, and it's 2 crucial games, they could still find a way to be left out of the tournament because of how the structure is. So despite being a top 25 team right now, the NCAA and March Madness, you always see it year in and year out that some very good teams get left out. When you look at the 16 versus the 1 seeds and the analytical data, it's kind of not physically, because it is possible, but it is statistically hard for teams to make that run per se from like an Indiana football run, but on the basketball side of things. So I don't think we see a run like that happening just due to the college basketball and the NCAA process right now with the 64 teams. Maybe if there is an expansion down the line, it might become a little bit more easier for something like that to happen per se, but I don't think we see a historic run where a program significantly struggles, goes 2 for 11 or 2 for 9, whatever it was back in the day, 3-9, to going on and winning a national championship in 2 years. That will be pretty impressive if a basketball team was able to make that run, but I just don't see it happening in the near future.
I was thinking about this. I think personally it's tougher. I think it's tougher to do it in football. The way the landscape in football has been for so long, you think about Georgia, Ohio State, LSU, the Georgias, like the rich get richer with them, the more NIL money they have.
Yeah.
It just seems like the system's set up for those teams to be successful. So to see someone like IU make it, it seems like it's tougher. But I don't know if we'll see anything like that again in football. On the basketball side, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, and here's why. I think it's easier to have a magical moment in the NCAA tournament than get into the football playoff and make a run like IU has done. Now, on the basketball side, you think about the tournament. Let's just say that a Miami of Ohio gets into the NCAA tournament. They could be a scary out because they shoot the ball so well. They're going to be riding with a lot of confidence, and a lot of teams out there think that they could beat them. We've seen it in the past. I mean, pre-Steph Curry, who knew anything about Davidson? Let's keep it real. I mean, were people checking for Davidson on the national level?
No.
And, Davidson had a great run. I mean, shit, like, well, it's a little bit of a stretch, but like even those runs Butler had. I mean, prior to that, Butler's not a North Carolina, Duke, Arizona, or Kentucky. Yeah. And there's right? Wichita State.
Yeah, that run was incredible.
Absolutely incredible, right? And Wichita State went back once they fired old boy, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Man, they're like down, and they're down on tough times, man. I know some of the former Wichita State players, Bryson Bush and a couple of those guys, and they said you could go to that arena now, and there'll be no one there for games.
Dang, that's crazy.
It was rocking in there, man. Rocking, and there's the peaks and valleys, but I guess here's something I want to talk about. Why I was so glad to see IU win that football game, and that coach kind of being the centerpiece. Obviously, the quarterback did a great job, but the coach was the centerpiece of the story, right?
Yeah.
You can go somewhere that's not considered your blue blood and win and be successful.
Yeah.
And I sent this to you guys in that text. Just imagine, like, Luke Fickell staying at UC, thinking, I don't have to go to Wisconsin. I don't have to go here and there. You get a coach that could believe in, like, a University of Cincinnati on the football side. I mean, we were close to being a national championship game, right?
Yeah. 1 game away.
1 game away. So when I saw IU win that's what I immediately thought of, was like, if we can get somebody, man, this is like, I'm not trying to fire Satterfield right now, but if we were to get somebody in place on a coaching staff that had that mindset to create a structure, a culture, a system to be successful, they don't have to leave. They can stay here. I mean, think about Butch Jones. Now, I'm not saying he's the greatest coach in the world, but came here, he used it as a stepping stone to get to Tennessee. And then Tennessee didn't work out. Then he went to Alabama. I don't even know who he's a coach of now. It's a small D1 now, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Last time I checked. I can't remember where he's at. But
right? But if you go back and you look at a lot of these guys could have stayed here.
Yeah.
And that might become a common theme with some coaches, not all, because at the end of the day, you have to remember these coaches, it's a payday for them. If leaving, whatever school, Kent State football or Bowling Green football coach. Who's the Bowling Green football coach? Is it Eddie George still?
Yeah. Eddie George.
Eddie George. If Tennessee comes calling, don't take that.
He's gonna be like,
don't take it, right?
I'm not gonna be here.
I ain't gonna be there. But listen, the IU story is like, I didn't realize it until I was listening to ESPN radio or something. It was a national show. I can't remember the show it was, but the guy said that this was before the championship game. He said IU is the greatest sports story ever, and I'm like, that can't be right. And then he started to break it down. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, the more and more he talked about it, like where they were, he goes, they haven't been bad for 10 years, 15 years. they've been bad a lifetime. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And then you look at the structure of college. College football is structured so a team like IU does not win the national championship.
Not for sure.
And I'm like, yo, this is great. And he's like, I don't know. It's just like the perfect storm, man. I don't know if we'll see anything like, my opinion, I don't know if we'll see anything like that in football again, but I could see us seeing something like that in basketball. Imagine, okay, check this out. Hot topic. Travis Steele is having a great season at Miami, 20-0. Now, let's say you've got a core group of guys. You got Ian Elmore, Evan Ipsaro, Luke Schauser. You got all these guys right now for Miami of Ohio that are playing well. If they continue to have a really good season, they're gonna want to come back, right? So they come back next year. You add some more guys. Now some other guys are like, yo, I want to play at Miami of Ohio. This Miami of Ohio team could then become that hot mid-major Butler-esque team, get into an NCAA tournament. You never know. Now you're like, damn, what is going on in Oxford? They need to build a new arena. Like there's all, I don't know. I just think, like, you know how it is, man. It's just the NCAA tournament's magical.
Yeah, it is, for sure.
Right? There's been so many stories of, like I said it before, the Wichita State, the Butlers, the Davidsons. We can go on and on.
George Mason.
George Mason.
They actually pretty good. They're. I mean, if it wasn't for Miami, I think they would be kind of the talk of the. I mean, we're not in their region per se, but I think they've only lost like one game. They're like 17-1 or something like that.
Damn.
George Mason been smacking teams. I forgot what conference they in, but they are here disposing of folks.
Well, I will say, and I'm good friends with Travis Steele. We talk quite a bit. He has like systematically built this roster. Like, I don't even think this was the team. I think next year was what he thought will be the team, but they're ahead of schedule. Like, because Evan Ipsaro, his point guard, he went down towards ACL. Think about this. They're 20-0, and the best mid-major point guard in America is Evan Ipsaro from Miami of Ohio. And he tore his ACL. He's not even playing.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. He is by far the best point guard prior to him getting hurt in mid-major basketball. Like, dude,
hands down.
Dude can straight out. And you got Ian Elmore from Taft.
Yeah.
Straight ball.
Yeah.
Shooter. Like, and this wasn't even like, he was like, man, we're one. I remember him telling me, like, when we get to this year, I think this is it. They're 1 year ahead of what he told me. So, man, let's just hope that we can get a win versus Arizona. We can get this basketball team on the right trajectory. Football, whatever happens next year happens, but we now, I think a lot of people, you think like a lot of programs and athletic directors are looking at IU like, how do we?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like this.
But yeah, for sure. It takes. I mean, the thing is, I don't know how you're allocating their NIL because I know they got some legit backers. That's the only caveat to it. I don't know how they're allocating it. That's the one part we gotta do some more research on. But you gotta have somebody that allows the football person to do the football stuff. And I think with Indiana being so under the radar, they probably just Kurt got in there. He was able to do what he needed to do. He had enough experience. And you've seen what he did because they went from trash to in the playoff last year to winning it the next year. It's crazy.
Crazy. Has Mark Cuban always been a donor at IU like that?
I feel like
he's always been a little bit of a donor, but I think he's been more so of a donor recently.
Yeah. Because obviously now I hear him talking and being at the games now. I didn't know if he was a little more silent before.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just didn't hear about it.
True.
Yeah, you need somebody like that as part of your program.
Man, who's our Mark Cuban clone?
Well, I think the more you win, the more people want to be a part of a winner.
Yeah, true. And then when that happens, man, make sure y'all tap in and donate. Donate to the Bearcat tip-off time. podcast.
Woo.
Give us a blank check.
Give us a blank check.
We'll know what to do with it. You ain't got to worry about us, transferring out and all that. Be like, yeah, baby.
We're going to be around for a little bit.
We're going to be around.
We ain't going to be in the podcast portal. We
No,
are.
no, we ain't going to let that. So all
Weird.
the videos.
Dancing. Come to death row.
Come to death row. Shoot.
Neil, you have no idea what we're talking about, do you?
No.
Well, you ain't
Hey.
got no love for the podcast.
Hey,
Ain't got
JT.
no love for the podcast.
JT, it is not a podcast unless we can get Neil one time to go, no, I have no idea what you're talking
No
about.
idea. No,
At least one time every
yeah,
podcast.
man, we got to clip at the end of the year. If I got some free time, I'll have to clip all the times you don't know what we're talking about.
That's going to be about a 4-minute video.
Man, that's gonna be hell of a reel. I'm gonna be like, clip.
Then we ask him to do research and he just doesn't do
Man,
it.
he did a lick of research.
Nope.
Nope.
Neil, you sold, bro. You don't need you straight sold, man.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fellas, I have to go. I'm looking at a table of 24 cupcakes. I got to put icing on. Look at Neil. Neil.
What's the occasion for those
I know,
cupcakes, Meach?
Meach the cupcake man.
I was
If we see Meach,
Remember, JT's on that diet, Meach, and you're over here talking about cupcakes. You said I was going to be the bad influence.
JT ain't a cupcake guy.
no, actually, it depends.
See?
but I ain't gonna go crazy. I've been controlling. My daughter actually be baking cupcakes and stuff, but
Okay.
so
Okay.
then she always, I'm the tester. But for real, I am. She be forcing me to. She's like, nah, but shit. Nah, I've been doing good for real. I made it past my 25 days, but I've been chilling. Go to the gym in the morning before I start working.
That's good. Good. I like that. We'll have to next podcast. We're gonna touch base on our New Year's resolutions and stuff. We'll come back to that. So Neil, I'll answer your question real quick. So, one of the nonprofits that I run, we go into schools and we work on leadership and mental health. So we've got about 20 different partner schools in Greater Cincinnati. And so I was looking for something to do with my mother since my dad passed, and just an activity to do with her. And she likes to cook and bake. So we're baking either cupcakes or cookies for every school and every small group I go to. So we've got about 25 students per school. So we're going to a school tomorrow called Lloyd High School. It's in Northern Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And all the kids requested cupcakes. So Mom and I today baked cupcakes, and I took them with me, and I've got to put the icing on them tonight. So I got to ice. Is that right? Is that right? Ice. I got to ice 24 cupcakes here.
24.
So just so you know, so the kids are all, and they better like them too, because I'm gonna be like, I was up to midnight icing these motherfuckers. I don't like them. Book it off.
JT said he would come try one for you.
No, pause.
Nah, yeah, I'm good. I want to go to sleep. I'll let you be the tester, bro.
I'm not a cupcake fan. I'm not a dessert fan.
You don't like dessert?
I could do with the occasional like brownie,
Oh man,
maybe
that's
cookie.
fun.
That's about it.
No dessert, man. Oh,
No
man.
fun, Neil. No fun, Neil.
No
That's
fun.
why I got defunded, baby.
No fun. So many reasons to defund you, Neil. So many reasons.
You give us more and more reasons to defund you, Neil.
Yeah.
More and more reasons. More and more reasons. Well, fellas, I've got cupcakes to work on here. So this concludes another great podcast. Thanks to all of our sponsors, Donahue Accounting Services, Purple Monkey Project, and Oakley Greens. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast, presented by Donahue Accounting Services. For friendly expert tax advice whenever you need it, come to Donahue Accounting Services, a leading accounting firm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Our top-notch accountants strive to help you resolve all your financial and tax issues. Call Donahue Accounting Services today for a free consultation at 513-528-3982 or visit online at donahueaccountingservice.com. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. Go Bearcats.